two cargo ships leave Shanghai for New York. Same day, same cargo. One arrives 15 days earlier. The slow one went through the Panama Canal. The fast one went through the Arctic. Climate change just broke global trade, and nobody's talking about it. Greenland, population 57,000, smaller than Milwaukee. But in 10 years, this frozen island becomes the toll booth for $7 trillion in global trade. Here's why you care. 40% of everything you buy comes from Asia. Clothes, electronics, furniture. If China controls Greenland's ports, shipping costs spike 20%. That's $500 more per year out of your wallet. Not taxes, not inflation, geopolitics. And it's already happening. Before we go further, my sources. I spent 18 hours analyzing the Arctic Council's 2024 Marine Shipping Assessment, NOAA's 45-year ice database from 1979 to today, IMO's actual Arctic voyage registry, Maersk's real trial voyage from 2023. They published the numbers, and USGS tracking of Chinese Arctic investments. This isn't speculation. These are institutions that track this for a living. Links in description. Now, here's what they're not telling you. First insight from NOAA's data. Arctic summer ice shrunk 50% in 45 years. 8.3 million square kilometers, down to 4.1. But here's what actually matters. It's not linear. Last 10 years, ice loss accelerated 3x faster than the previous 30 years combined. And Maersk already proved it works. 2023 trial. Shanghai to Rotterdam. Suez Canal route, 34 days. Arctic route, 23 days. 11 days saved. $600,000 saved in fuel. One voyage. The route isn't coming someday. It's here. The race already started. Pattern 1. Distance. Shanghai to New York via Panama equals 19,000 kilometers. Via Suez, 18,500. Via Arctic, 12,000. That's 7,000 kilometers saved. Pattern 2. Time. 15 days saved per voyage. Over a year? A shipping company running traditional routes does 20 voyages. Arctic route, 24 voyages. Same time frame. Pattern 3. Cost. $600,000 saved in fuel per trip. For a shipping company running 50 ships, that's $720 million per year. Now you see why Maersk is already testing this. But here's the choke point. Greenland. Only 5 locations with deep water ports capable of handling megaships. Nuuk, Sisimiut, Ilulissat, Tasiilaq, Qaqortoq. These aren't just harbors. These are natural deep water ports. 500 to 600 meters deep. The only points where massive container ships can dock safely in the entire Arctic. Control these 5 points. You control who pays what to use the Arctic Highway. It's the Panama Canal too. 0. Except the canal is 12,000 kilometers long, and Mother Nature is building it for free. Panama Canal makes $4.3 billion per year in transit fees, just from ships passing through. 110 years of collecting tolls. The Arctic route? Shipping economists project $20 billion per year by 2040 when fully operational. That's 5 times Panama. Now guess who's investing billions to get in early? Most people think climate change leads directly to your wallet getting hurt. Rising seas, extreme weather, carbon taxes, disaster, and destruction. That's the obvious connection everyone talks about. Media shows you the damage. Politicians talk about the costs. It's all about loss. But watch this. Climate warming doesn't just destroy, it creates. Melted ice opens navigable ocean where there was frozen wasteland for 10,000 years. And that ocean? Shortest path between Asia's factories and your front door. 40% of everything in your house came from Asia. Your iPhone, your TV, your clothes, your kids' toys, all made there. Shipped here. Shorter shipping route means lower costs. Lower costs mean cheaper prices for you. But only if America controls the gates. That's the part nobody explains. Here's the hidden data nobody's connecting. Since 2013, China invested $15 billion in Arctic infrastructure. Iceland, $2 billion in port expansion. Norway, $850 million in mining rights. Russia, $4 billion in Yamal LNG terminals. Liquid natural gas that Europe desperately needs. China funding the infrastructure, getting priority access to the gas. And Greenland? They tried buying an abandoned naval base in 2016. Denmark blocked it. They tried funding 3 airport expansions. US pressured Denmark to refuse. Every attempt, denied. But China's not giving up. They're playing the long game. Can't buy Greenland outright? Fine. Buy access piece by piece. Ports, airports, mining rights, one project at a time. 20-year strategy. Here's the paradox breaking everyone's brain. We want green energy transition. Solar panels, EV batteries, wind turbines, all manufactured in China. All need to be shipped to America and Europe. Arctic route cuts shipping emissions 30% compared to Panama. Per voyage, shorter distance equals less fuel burned, lower carbon footprint. On paper, it's the environmentally responsible choice. But here's reality. More ships using Arctic means more black carbon particles deposited on ice. Tiny particles from diesel exhaust. White ice reflects sunlight. 90% bounces back to space. Dark particles absorb heat. 70% stays in the ice. Ice melts faster. More routes open. More ships come. Vicious cycle. The math that breaks your brain. 20 ships via Panama equals 2,000 tons CO2 total. 100 ships via Arctic. 7,000 tons total. Lower per voyage, but way more traffic. We're solving one problem while creating a bigger one. It's like trying to lose weight by eating diet cake. For every meal, 10 times a day, the green solution accelerates the warming. So who wins? Shipping companies save money. Bronze medal. China gets strategic access. Silver medal. But gold medal? Denmark. Denmark, population 5.8 million. They own Greenland but can't defend it militarily. Can't afford to develop it either. So they turned it into an auction. China bids infrastructure money. Ports, airports, mining equipment. US bids security guarantees. Military protection. NATO umbrella. Denmark takes money from China. Takes protection from America. Keeps sovereignty. Keeps control. A frozen rock just became the most valuable real estate nobody saw coming. Let's make this personal. Impact on your wallet. Not abstract geopolitics. Your actual money. 2 futures. Same Arctic route opens. Different outcomes depending on who controls Greenland's ports. Scenario A. US secures Greenland access. American shipping companies get preferential rates. Your Asian imports? 8 to 12% cheaper. That laptop you want? Down $80. TV? Down $150. Your savings? $300 per year. That's $25 every single month back in your pocket. Scenario B. China secures major Greenland port. They charge premium to US ships or restrict access during maintenance. Your Asian imports? 15 to 20% more expensive. Same laptop? Up $200. Same TV? Up $240. Your cost? $500 more per year. For the exact same stuff. That's $42 every month out of your wallet. 3 possible futures. Based on current geopolitical momentum and investment patterns. Here's what's realistic, not what's hopeful. Worst case, 20% probability. China completes dual-use port in Greenland by 2028. Civilian operations on the surface. Naval capability underneath. Commercial ships by day. Surveillance vessels by night. U.S. Atlantic Fleet, now monitored from Arctic. Every submarine, every carrier movement tracked. Defense budget increases 15% to counter. That's your tax dollars. Trade leverage shifts to Beijing. Timeline, 4 to 6 years from now. Most likely, 60% probability. Mixed control. Denmark plays Switzerland. US gets nuke. EU gets Sisimiut. China gets Tasilak. Everybody gets access. Nobody gets monopoly. Route opens 2032 to 2035. Gradual rollout. Summer only first, then year-round. Shipping costs drop slightly for everyone. No dramatic winner. Greenland becomes the next Singapore. Tiny nation. Massive strategic importance. Everyone plays nice because everyone needs access. Denmark gets rich from fees. Nobody fights because the ice already opened the door. Timeline, 6 to 10 years. Best case, 20% probability. Lowest chance, but highest reward. US-Denmark formal Arctic alliance. Greenland becomes NATO's northern anchor. US guarantees security. Denmark keeps sovereignty. American companies get preferred shipping rates. China commercially shut out. US vessels get priority access. Chinese vessels pay premium or wait. American shipping companies save billions. Savings pass to consumers. Your import costs drop significantly. Manufacturing becomes more competitive. But this requires political will that doesn't exist yet. Greenland independence movement complicates things. Congressional gridlock on foreign policy. Timeline. Possible by 2030, but only if leadership makes it priority. Low probability. What you can do right now. 3 concrete actions. Not politics, personal finance and awareness. Action 1. If you invest, watch shipping stocks. Maersk, Costco, Hapag-Lloyd. Early movers testing Arctic routes. When they announce successful winter crossings, stock prices will react. Action 2. If you care about prices, tell your representatives Arctic access matters. This isn't abstract geopolitics. It's your Walmart bill. $42 per month matters. Action 3. Track ice extent at NOAA Arctic Report Card. Free. Updated monthly. When summer ice drops below 3 million square kilometers, routes go commercial within 18 months. That's your early warning signal. Full sources in description. Arctic Council AMSA 2024. NOAA Arctic Report Card. IMO Polar Code Database. Maersk Trial Voyage Data. USGS Greenland Assessments. Methodology. Cross-referenced 45 years of ice extent with shipping viability thresholds. Compared actual Maersk voyage costs versus traditional routes. Validated retail price impacts using industry pass-through rates. What I don't know. Exact timeline depends on unpredictable warming acceleration. Could be 2030. Could be 2040. Insurance costs. Arctic weather still too volatile for actuaries to price accurately. Classified info. US-China military Arctic strategies aren't public. This analysis uses only open-source data. The race already started. One route built the modern world for 100 years. The other route will reshape it in the next 20. Question is, who writes the rules this time? The Arctic doesn't care about politics, but $7 trillion does. If this was valuable, don't tell me, tell the algorithm. YouTube doesn't care about feelings. It cares about watch time. You watched to the end. Share it with one person who needs to know why Greenland matters more than they think. Thanks for watching.